Hey friends! So, you've gotten a quiz back, and whether you did well or didn't do as well as you hoped, there's a chance to get some points back and fix your mistakes. And we call those quiz corrections. And I love that we offer quiz corrections in our class, always starting with the second quiz and pretty much going to the end of the year. So, how do we do quiz corrections? Well, follow this guide and you'll be good to go. Alright, so first thing you want to do, here are the rules. When you go and do quiz corrections, first thing you do is please do all of your quiz corrections on a separate sheet of paper. Please don't do it on the same quiz because it might be hard to tell your original mistakes from the corrections that you did on them. So just do all the work on a separate sheet of paper, please. Done neatly, and keep it very well organized, please, so I can read it very well. All right. So after you redo the problem completely, here's the part that I like. I want you to write some sentences talking about what did you do wrong on the quiz. Why was it wrong? What were you sort of in a frame of mind of when you did that problem so that we can fix that mistake for next time? And then how did you fix it? What did you do now and did it the right way? This is the part I like because even though I know we're writing sentences and not doing math, this is the part that gets saved to your brain so that when we get to the test, you've really fixed your mistake. In part one here, just redoing the problem is good, but not the best in terms of your brain remembering and fixing that mistake. When you do part two, when you write the words, that's when your brain really does remember what you did incorrectly and you get a chance to fix it for next time. Okay? In general, the writing part, although it seems kind of tough, once you get going, just imagine talking yourself through the problem. And when you talk yourself through a problem, just write down what you're sort of talking to yourself, and that becomes your quiz corrections. At the end, please add this little extra thing here. Just give me a couple sentences telling me, how did you feel about this quiz? How did you feel that you did? What can you do next time to do better and prepare better? All right, when you're done with the redoing and you're done with the paragraph, please put both together. Put your original quiz, if I don't have it, the original quiz and your corrections together. You're going to submit them together. Hand them in or email them to me. Now, here's what you're allowed to use. For number 4, you're only allowed to use your textbook and your notes and your homework as well if you like. But all the mistakes that you made, you can fix by just going back and looking at previous problems and examples and steps in your notes. You cannot, unfortunately, can't use any people, no humans, no friends. You can't use me, unfortunately, or another teacher, no tutors, no parents, no people. And you definitely can't look up your answers on the website. Okay, folks? The idea here is for you to learn from your mistakes. So you have to do it yourself. And we do follow the honor code when we do these quiz corrections. Okay, so only textbook, only notes, and your homework to help you out. And I guarantee one of those 3 things has the way to do the problem that you're trying to fix. All right, the corrections will always be due the next class period, unless I tell you otherwise, but most of the times it's due the following day. All right, now this is the part that we like. When you hand in your quiz corrections, you can get up to 5% back on your quiz. Up to 5% back. So, for example, you got an 85 on your quiz. If you do really great quiz corrections and fix all your mistakes and write beautiful paragraphs, you can get up to a 90%. So that's great. It's a really nice bump. It's not a huge bump, but still it's a really significant bump. And at any time in a marking period, points are points. So take our points. Now, if by chance you did like really well on the quiz, what we tend to do is you take the distance that you are between your good grade and 100%, and then we half it. For example, if you got, say, a 92% on your quiz, you see that you are how far from 100%? You're 8% away from 100%. So we half that, and the most that you can get back would be 4%. So that basically, no matter how high you get, you still can't really get back to 100% after quiz corrections. If you didn't get 100% the first time, you really can't get it after corrections either. So what we do is just anytime you're above 90%, we half the distance that you are from 100, and that's how much we add. Otherwise, if you're below 90%, then the maximum you can get is 5%. So it's really important, folks, in number 4 that we said you can't use any people to help you out. So remember that also, that when you do hand in your quiz, as tempting as it is to talk to each other about how the quiz went or how you're going to do the corrections, you really can't. We really do follow the honor code here, and I trust you with that because you will learn better. if you discover your mistakes on your own. If you just copy from someone else, if you just talk to someone else, then you won't really fix your mistakes in your brain. So when the test comes up, you'll probably make the same mistake. So folks, I take this very, very seriously, and I hope you do too. Okay, the rest of this is just based on some good examples if you want to see some really good sample quiz corrections. So for example, here's one from geometry. Can you write the most accurate name of that figure? Okay, so they said square, but we're not exactly sure if it's a square or it could be a rectangle, so it's probably safer to say rectangle. Okay, so how could they explain that? They've got this one, and they basically just answer it in one sentence, and that's not quite enough. Yeah, they're right, it must be wrong, so fine. But did they learn anything from that? I don't think so. How about the second idea? This is sort of the average amount, just a couple of sentences. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. But really, the best one is when you really explain what you did wrong and how you fixed it and why is your answer right. Again, the more you write, not only will you get more points back, but the better your brain will remember this mistake. Really, I guarantee it. And like I said, once you just start sort of talking through the problem in your head, if you just write down those words that you're talking through in your head, it makes for really, really easy quiz corrections. Here's another one. So a sample question here, just some factoring that they did incorrectly. All right. Pretty good quiz corrections, fine. And that's easy. You can just write that down and just hand it in, it's fine. But you're not going to get as many points back, and again, you're not going to learn your mistake as well. Second one, a little bit better. And now, this last one, this is really, really long, but they went in great detail here. My gosh. Are you expected to do this much? No. But if you talk very easily, if you're very gregarious, and you can write that way, yeah, go for it. The more you write, again, the better that your brain will remember. All right, folks. So again, moral of the story, in general, the more you write, the more your brain will learn, the more you've learned from your mistakes, and the more that I would be willing to give you points back because you're putting so much time and effort into your quiz corrections. All right, folks. So that's how you do quiz corrections in our class. If you have any questions, you can always let me know. This worksheet here about how to do quiz corrections is loaded on RadarNet under miscellaneous stuff, and you can find it there. All right, have a really good day today, and good luck on your quiz corrections.